Hey, this is Antonio, and yeah, I think in general it's looking pretty good. I think there's a number of little fixes you could do. I'm not sure why this turned out kind of like a little kind of lumpy here, and also it got extra dense. I'm wondering if you ended up smoothing it more than once or something. Those poly-split rings, maybe that added some geometry. Anyway, it seems like there was more geometry than you would need. So, like particularly around, the top here, like I would think you could do without, well, probably every other one of these. Something like that. Something went wrong with my selection there. Let's try that again. Oh, look at that. Something's funny about this area. Let's just take a quick look. No? Maybe it's just that symmetry's on and it's acting weird. I'm going to turn symmetry off. Oh, I think it was just the symmetry sort of not working correctly. So I've selected every other one of those and then shift right mouse click, delete edge. And it still looks like I don't need as many edges to describe that shape. And then you can go in and maybe, shape that a little bit better. So it's just really dense unnecessarily. You only want as many edges, the minimum number of edges you need to describe the shape that you have. And I think you've done some things to make this extra dense. And then, yeah, like that sort of kind of lumpiness going on. And like it sort of looks pinched here on the back. These are not built correctly. You're going to want to, I think I can't remember how I did in the video, but take a look. Yeah, all of this stuff is not, especially this and that isn't built like it is in the video. So what I would say is rather than me redoing it all here, since it's all in the videos, just kind of rewatch the videos and build those accordingly, those shapes. This one's looking okay, but I think I did a little bit. This one, your yourself with the bevel, yeah, I'm going to just select. So see how you get all these double edges going horizontally? You don't need all those. So I'm going to select this poly bevel 4 and then hit delete to get it back to this stage before that bevel's in there. And then I'm just going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh, how did all that? Oh, I see. It's just white for some reason. I thought it was like selected. And then Control B for bevel, and then you can adjust that. And see now I don't have all those extra horizontal lines. For this object, you're going to want to make sure that it's kind of intersecting here, because see how that part's jutting out, and that's meant to support the seat back. So I would just go to the right view and go into component mode, right mouse click, vertex, and maybe select these first couple rows, but then do soft select B to toggle on soft select, hold down B, click and drag with the left mouse button, just to kind of spread out the change across that, and then just scooch it up a little bit to get it inside there. Yeah, and again here you've beveled the entire object rather than just beveling, and that's why you're getting this kind of like stuttery thing, because you have double edges at each of those. So let's see if I can delete it now without the whole thing exploding. It seems alright. And so then you're just going to want to pick only and exactly the edges that you do want to bevel, which is essentially the ones that form sort of like a corner on the object. So something like that, but not all these, all these that I'm highlighting now. So Control B, and there's something keeping that pretty small, but that might be okay. And we can even look at smooth preview, see what that one is. Not so great. Oh, probably I could be scooting that thing up a little higher. B for soft select, and maybe like that. So I might go through this, and actually I probably missed a couple edges when I beveled. As you can see, I didn't do some of the stuff in the front, so you'll want to do that as well. And that here, once again, same problem. You're selecting the whole object and beveling it as opposed to the selected edges. But I guess I already demonstrated that on its corresponding one over there. Here I might, if you have that big of a bevel, I would probably add, a segment or two. Whoops, probably not that many, but kind of get a nicer, smooth, rounded thing. Here, I don't know why your cylinders are starting with 12 subdivisions on the axis instead of 20, but you're going to want something like 20 just to get it smoothly rounded. This one doesn't have that node anymore, so you could just duplicate that one and move it down if you want. And these definitely need to be, again, I don't know why there's just 12 around the cylinder. There should be 20, so you might want to recreate these cylinders, and then then you're going to want to bevel this edge as well to get and then it seems like you have an extra surface here for some reason, but you want that rounded edge. But then I think you want more divisions around the axis as well for those. So yeah, I mentioned those earlier. And again, this looks really dense. You could probably lose some edges here. Look how dense it gets in this middle part. That's really, those edges aren't necessary to describe the shape that you want to describe. So you could do with a lot less. Like that should be plenty to describe that shape. Yeah, okay, so lots of little things to fix up, but generally you got the whole chair built, so that's good.